Alright, I'm back with the second installment of my E3 debacle. And let me take off this stupid fucking Naruto headband. Okay. Now I want to talk about, Elder Scrolls, the MMO. I'm gonna be straight up. While I do not want this game to succeed, it's going to succeed. I know goddamn well everybody and their fucking mother is gonna get a boner or their pussy wet for fucking Elder Scrolls, the MMO. This thing is gonna blow WoW right out of the water. It's gonna be the best game of 2013 or 2012, whenever it's coming out. And you know, if you don't have Elder Scrolls MMO, you're not a real gamer, hardcore elites, you know, and it's bullshit. The game looks like it was made 10 years ago. The graphics are so clunky and blocky that it's like I'm playing Roblox, only without the creative freedom, or the fact that Roblox is free. But I just don't understand the whole passion for Elder Scrolls franchise, whether it be Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, whatever. It just seems to me this poorly constructed role-playing game, just like every other one. Like Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was fucking terrible, and Elder Scrolls is right in league with that, where their idea of role-playing is a poorly strung-together bunch of side quests, where when you complete them, you either get her alignment or more her alignment. And that's not a role-playing game. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't feel like you're actually in the gaming world. I get more in-depth experience from playing fucking Mario Brothers than from some game like Skyrim or whatever. Because, see, that's the thing. When you have cheat codes, you can actually explore the world and all the possibilities. But when you're limited to the coding they give you, and you have to actually know how to hack and shit to do what you could have done 15 years ago, it just loses a lot of its value. And that's why I'm not looking forward to Elder Scrolls, the MMO. But I know it will do extremely well in the box office, and that is a terrible thing. So, then we move on to Defiance Mythology. Now, it's not even called Defiance Mythology, but I heard that word so many fucking times that now I might as well just call it Defiance Mythology. Because I swear to God, this guy ended or begun his sentence with mythology. I don't think that word means what he thinks it means. It's just a generic shoot 'em up. That's it. He didn't explain the story. He didn't explain the game mechanics. He didn't explain jack shit. All he said was, the mythology of the game, and What mythology? Is Hercules in there? Is Odin in there? Is the fucking... No. It's just a regular shooter. You would have easily confused this for Gears of War had he not said mythology every 5 fucking words. And that's what aggravates me. And you know what? The only reason why this game was even featured on E3 is because it's relying on its pilot show by the same name, Defiance, to do well on Sci-Fi Network, and they're hoping that people that like the show will buy the game. They're clinging on the popularity of some sci-fi show. Good luck with that. When has sci-fi ever done well with its shows? Remember Eureka? So, no, this game is going to plummet, and it deserves to. Because any game that's just a generic shooter trying to portray itself as so, you know, artistic and wonderful and, oh my god, it's mythology, deserves to fail. Fuck you. So, app and cell phone games. I don't even have to list what games they are, because app and cell phones aren't even trying. You know, they have so much potential. The very fact that the gaming institution is the way it is all the more so reason why we need to gear toward apps and cell phones to combat them. And we're not doing that. Those games are falling behind. You know, our cell phones and Androids and things like that have much more potential for gaming than we're using them for. We're playing games that are like Castlevania was 2 generations ago. We're playing fucking colored Scrabble. And There's no reason why this cannot be the avenue for creative thinking. There's no reason why this cannot be the spectacle for creative developers like myself, who could make interesting games that, while not maybe the best in graphics, have something to offer. Actually think and actually put some work into their game and make something original. I know, God forbid, right? But yes, an original game. Original story, original gameplay, original feel. Not just a fucking rehash or a sequel or a prequel or some other crap like that. And speaking of sequels, I nearly lost my shit when I realized that not only is this game just fucking bad, but it's actually a sequel. That means not only did they make this game, they squeezed it out of their fucking asshole like a turd, but then they said, you know what? We should make another one. And then they squeezed out another turd. And that is Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon is like some stereotypical 90s jock trying to be a nerd because he was rejected by his jock peers like Ogre was in Revenge of the Nerds 3. And so he makes a video game all about cars. Not cars that have spiked shells and run on lightning and mana. No, just regular fucking cars that your ass is never going to be able to afford. That's what the game is all about. Just going vroom vroom and driving around in a fucking mundane car. And this is an Xbox exclusive. It's a sequel to a game that was about the same fucking thing. And somehow we're supposed to believe that this is worth even renting. That this is worth even stealing from the store. I would not steal this fucking game off the shelf even if I could get away with it. Even if the guy just said, take it, and threw it at me, I wouldn't care. Because this game is not worth my fucking time. Why am I playing around with cars? Am I, like, fucking 6 years old? I don't care about cars. I'm never going to be able to afford them. I'm not a mechanic. You know, if that's your passion in life, then fucking be around cars. Go to an auto mechanic. You know, fix up a car. Make it your hobby to make your own car. Do that kind of thing. But don't introduce this into the gaming world like this is some sort of all-original, fun kind of adventure. It's just fucking cars. And it's not even a particularly good car game. You know, Super Mario Kart is a car game. Twisted Metal is a car game, even though I don't particularly like Twisted Metal because it tries too hard. But the point is, those are car games. Banjo-Kazooie made a decent car game recently. But this bullshit of just modern era cars roaming around trying to gain momentum in a world of, you know, super-powered fireball-wielding assholes is ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous. And this is an Xbox exclusive. That's an insult to everyone that bought a 360 console, thinking that, well, we're going to get certain games that the other guys don't get. And I'm not saying that you should just gloat about that all day and troll the internet with how your console is superior, PC Master Race, but I'm saying that when you make that investment into a console, you at least hope that it's going to plan out, and that the games that you're offered was worth you isolating yourself to that console. Because you know what? Not everyone can afford multiple consoles, and you shouldn't have to. You should be able to have a plethora of games available in your library with just one fucking console. And there's so little difference between the PS3 and Xbox 360 to begin with that you need every exclusive you can get. And you mean to fucking tell me that out of all the things you could have done, out of all the franchises Xbox 360 owns, you could have done a fucking new Halo game, and it would have been better than freaking cars. What, are you smoking crack? Do you just not care? I think that's what it is. They don't care. They know they can get your money. I think at this point, they're playing the game. They're playing the game to see how much they can fuck with you before you lose your mind. And apparently there's no limit. There's no limit to what they can do, and you'll just bend your ass backward and let them fuck you like a fag. That's it. Because you let them have Xbox Live, which charges a huge fortune to play online, when internet is so readily available. It should be free and provided by the government. And they fucking charge you for that. They charge you like $90 for the router for your Xbox 360 so you can play online, which you're paying for that too. And you paid for the console, and you paid for the game, and the console was like $300, and the games are like $60, even when they're on sale. They're like $20 to $30, and all this money just jumping around, and you mean to tell me that the best you can come up with is fucking cars? No, you're fucking with me. You think I'm smoking crack like you, and that I give a shit about you as a company brand name. I don't. I hope you burn to the ground. I don't give a fuck about Microsoft. I don't give a fuck about Bungie. I don't give a fuck about Blizzard or any of the other logos. I care about good games. Good games with decent gameplay that actually look like they are trying to appeal to me, and at a relatively nominal price. That's all I ask for, is a game I can afford, and a game I can afford to play. Like, you know, I don't have many options. I don't have a lot of money. Even when I go to GameStop to get a used game, I have to think very carefully about what game I buy, because of how little money I actually have. So, when I go to the GameStop stalls and I look around, when I pick a game, I don't not just think about, do I want to play this game? I have to think about, do I want to play this game for like 3 months? Because that's how long it's going to be before I get to buy another game. And, you know, I want to know that this game, I will not only enjoy the first time around, but I'll enjoy earning the achievements, I'll enjoy exploring the levels, it'll have replay value, that kind of thing. I want to savor that game. I'm not just gonna fucking buy it and put it in my collection to look pretty on my wall. There are a lot of gamers like that, and that's a lot of the problem. But there are actually people out there that play the games. And if you play the games, then you realize just how little we have to work with as an environment. And that's why all these little ass-kissing slobs, such as Atheist Gamer 100, piss me off so much, because they think the whole environment is fine and dandy. Oh, it's fine and dandy the way Valve fucks you with a needle up your asshole, and they delete your account whenever they want to, and they force you into this binding contract to be on a super roadway where the only way you can play your game is through their Steam engine. So when Steam is down, you're down. You don't get to play any of your games. Fuck you. And the same thing goes for Sony Live, Xbox Live, any Blizzard game. And they bind you into this, you know, enclosed globe. And that's what moderators are all about. They're all about isolating you and controlling you, chaining you down to their ridiculous rules that change on a fucking whim, and they don't mean anything to anyone, but you better follow them anyway. But even if you follow them, you're still gonna get banned eventually, you dumb fucking twat. You're gonna get banned no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how nice of a guy you are. Even if you fucking give them money, they're still gonna fucking ban you because they're fucking evil. And you're gonna sit here and say, well, you're just taking the internet too seriously. You need to get out more. Here's some more money, evil people. Let me throw more money at you. Because I'm fucking poor, and I make a minimum wage working at McDonald's, but I'm gonna throw all my money at you, so you can continue to fuck me and Jim Profit over. You make me fucking sick. That's my interpretation of E3 so far. And I doubt, as I watch more of it, because I recorded it, because I'm not gonna sit there for fucking 6 hours watching E3, that I'm gonna be any more surprised or at all gleeful about what there is to look forward to. All the other games are gonna suck, especially if they come from the West. The only games that even remotely look forward to are the big-eyed weeaboo shit where it's always stereotypical bitch girl punching you because you looked up her skirt, even though you didn't look up her skirt, but she thought you did. So you gotta get your ass kicked now, because women on men violence is okay and funny, but when a man punches a bitch out, oh, suddenly we've gone too far. You gotta give that one an M rating, and that's only in games like Grand Theft Auto. But women can fucking PMS everywhere and just lift their skirt up and bleed on you with their cunts, and that's just comedy. So that's my E3 video for right now. When I get around to watching the rest of E3, I will do another video. And you can guarantee that I'm going to be just as much disgraced and just disgusted with the entire thing as I was in this video. Because it's not so much the bad games. I can deal with a bad game, you know. Not every game's going to be a masterpiece. But the fact is, it seems to me that the companies are doing this intentionally. They are lowering the standard so that you will settle for anything. Anything at all. When you will settle for fucking paying $60 to vroom vroom and around in a modern day car, when you could just buy a fucking car and vroom vroom in that, you know that we have plummeted as an institution. You know, we had so much potential. I remember in the 90s when gaming was actually good, when the SNES was good, when the Genesis was good, when PC gaming was actually climbing the ladder and making great games. But then just all of a sudden it went corporate, and then it went downhill from there. I'm never saying gaming was perfect. It was always a big scam. It was like a fucking Craigslist ad. It was always just, you know, they made a pretty cover and you bought the game and then you couldn't even play it through because of all the fucking glitches. Like Battletoads. Battletoads was just one heavy glitch fuck. And unless you had Game Genie or played single player, you were never going to finish the game. You could never finish it on multiplayer. And they didn't care because they already made their money. But even back then, the scams to get your initial money and then say, haha, fuck you, looks like innocent children antics compared to now, where they put a fucking chip in your hand and they track your every move in game, and then they just press a button and you lose all the games that you paid for ever. Not just you get screwed over for that initial game, but you actually lose accessibility to playing the games. And you're gonna tell me that I'm just butthurt, that I just suck at gaming, that I just take things too seriously. Well, maybe if I fucking took your money, I'm gonna take your social security number and your credit cards and just jack all them up and live the high life while you fucking starve in the street and have to use a rat as a pillow. Maybe then you'll see. But you'll only care because it's Jim Profit. Because it's this poor nigger getting your money. Instead of those corporate white master overlords that you love so much. You fucking Uncle Tom class traitor. So, that's it for